safety here who has flirted with the idea of boxing. I interviewed him right before his retirement in the Johnny Hendricks fight. Leonard Ellerby walking by, and some bodyguards who are the enormous men. But I interviewed George St. Pierre, BC, right before he retired, and he was so worn out from doing media. It's actually, listen, if you've got this kind of a job, you got to be grateful for your life and how well it's gone. But as you can see, I told you we're going to lose the set here. It's just going to happen. But I will also say that the ability to handle the pressure of doing media as the headliner, it's a metric ton.
I mean, look at what a Cowboy Cerrone did against Conor McGregor, and then their big pay-per-view afterward. He said he crumbled on that pressure of living up to filling out that poster. I mean, a lot of guys have been excited to fight Floyd through the years in different type of bouts, because they know it's a life-changing payday. It's a chance to test themselves against the best. How many times, though, Luke, has it been the pre-fight doc show or the weigh-in or some moment or when they first touch gloves in the center of the ring where you go, that guy don't want to be here. Like, this moment is too big for him to at least bring out the very best of himself. I don't know what the best of Logan Paul looks like, but I know we will see it at the very least.
You know, it's funny. You know what he called himself in the video package that Showtime put together? He called himself, Logan Paul did, a delusional optimist. That was his word. We're going to be getting Logan's manager here, we're told, here in a few minutes. When that happens, obviously, we'll talk to him here on set. But I will say, dude, like, listen, do I think he's got a great shot? No, I don't. I don't think that at all. But on the other hand, I do think that he believes he will. And that's actually a big difference maker.
Well, speaking of the brand of Logan Paul, it's been a big getting him in. They've been very smart and maneuvered, and we have the manager of Logan Paul, Jeff Levin.
We can't. Say your name again, I'm sorry. Jeff Levin. Hi, Jeff, how are you?
Nice to meet you.
I'm getting a little John Lennon vibe coming off of him right now, okay?
A little bit.
Appreciate that.
A little bit.
Mark,
Right, so tell us, how'd you end up working with Logan Paul? How'd that happen?
I think it was like 7 years ago. Was working with a company that was protecting his assets on Vine and just saw his creative ability off of the app versus the other people that were on it. And he's a storyteller, truthfully, right? That's really what he's the best at and what he created his expertise on. So seeing that and coming from the entertainment world, blonde hair, blue eyes, all-American, Dean's List, like he's just the perfect specimen.
Best manager in the game.
He says really nice things about you,
You
Jesus.
must get a good stipend, I think, at the end of the day, right?
I hope so. I hope so.
Hey, I think you're keeping this sheer one for him.
course.
Is it Maverick time right here?
Let's do it. Let's talk to the man in charge. We'll talk to you later, though. We appreciate your time.
Thanks so much.
All right, joining us now is one half of the main event, Logan Paul.
I'm a full main event, bro. People
Okay,
come to
listen,
see me.
there are two fighters in the main event. You are merely one of them. But how are you,
I
Logan?
guess statistically speaking,
50%.
I'm good. Are y'all hot? We are sweating.
I think we've reached like the runner's high where it just sucks, but you kind of live with it, you know?
Versace robes at the Versace mansion. I mean, I've been in your gym. It's no different than that. I know. Skies out, thighs out, baby. One thing we just gave you a lot of credit for, Logan Paul, is that you have seemed ready for this stage. Like, odds makers, you know, opening lines or not, that you knew you would be here, whether it was Floyd Mayweather, whether it was any form of entertainment. How much has that full-on confidence that you flashed throughout the build to this changed at all now that we're on site and it's very real? And I know you told me you're not intimidated by Floyd, but the moment sometimes can be threatening. Just a second.
It's a great question. And I often have to ask myself, like, am I affected by this? You look around, you see all these people, the highlights, the pressure. You want to do well, you know, your friends are watching, your family's watching. And I always want to be real with myself. And I ask myself, am I affected by this? But I love this. I love this. This is me in my element. Like, this is what I came out to Hollywood to do when I started making videos. Like, when I started making fucking videos on YouTube, that was the cusp, the precipice for all this. Like, this is it. This is endgame. This was like, this is what I signed up for. This is what I wanted. This is me in my element. I love this shit, man. All of it's exciting for me.
Kind of got me fired up.
Yeah, he certainly does. Let me ask you a question I thought kind of interesting. You grew up in Ohio. You wrestled in high school, right? So I looked this up. Correct me if I'm wrong. Your senior year, you placed 5th at States?
That's correct.
Did you wrestle anyone who was a super stud that went on to do something crazy? For folks who may not know, Ohio is a powerhouse of wrestling.
I did. I talk about him frequently.
Who?
His name is Dominic Abunator. They call him the Terminator.
And it was a bad scene.
He's a beast, dude. He's a 4-time
The size of Floyd's bodyguard.
state champ. Yeah. He wrestles for Israel now, I think.
Oh, Jesus.
Or like a country, an entire country. He's good, man.
Here's what I'm confused about. Do pace of wrestling, you could have gone straight to MMA. Like, you'd be doing a killing. I'm not, listen, the train's left the station, you're fighting Floyd Mayweather, things are going
I think he knows where the money is. Like,
Yeah, things are going okay. But it is curious that a guy with that kind of background chose the opposite of that combative sport.
You know, I didn't choose boxing. Boxing chose me. Seriously, like, I got challenged to box. I answered that challenge and kind of fell perfectly into the sport. And, truthfully, boxing's a bit easier on the body than MMA. MMA's fucking hard, dude.
Yeah, it is.
You
There's
know?
a lot of injuries.
I got bad knees. I'm old now. Like, boxing, my upper
You're
body's
26.
I'm old.
I'm 41 on the verge of a heart
I'm
attack.
funny and washed sitting next to you. Next slide.
I'm aging. Nah. You know, my upper body's strong. My upper body always has been strong. Like, I got dense ass bones. I'm in like the top like half a percentile of bone density. And my strength is all here. MMA's tough, man. The lower body.
You talk about like being here and loving it and being ready for it. When you visualize what this week was going to look like 6, 8, whatever weeks ago, is it looking like how you would imagine? Is it feeling each day like how you thought fight week would go?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I've said this before. I visualize everything. I see it all before it happens. The only thing that I didn't visualize is how calm, how tranquil, how lonely it is at night. That 2 hours before I go to sleep, where I'm in my hotel room, you know, using my Theragun, putting my ointments on, chilling, but I'm alone. You know, like, this stuff's predictable. I knew this would happen. But like, when you're alone with your thoughts,
that's when you got to
that's the stuff you don't visualize. That's when it's like, yo, this is real. This is gonna get serious.
We got to talk about this fight Sunday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, Showtime pay-per-view. It's bragging rights time. But all the jokes and got your head aside, you got to box this man, Floyd Mayweather.
Yes, sir.
How do you make up that experience gap? You're not going to make it up in this quick of time. But obviously, you've been detailed and oriented for 3 years, and you're dedicated. Do you brawl him? Do you attack him? How do you make up
Fight
that
my
difference?
heart out. Fight my fucking heart out. Fight my heart out. That's the beautiful thing about this sport. Experience is fantastic. In almost any industry, experience is going to trump everything else. But at the end of the day, this is a fight. And anything can happen.
All right. But you know as well as I do, if you land clean on him, you're good for life. You can lose. It's true, dude. You can lose this, but if you land a solid uppercut on him, dude, they're gonna NFT that. They're gonna auction it. You can retire
I'm
a
gonna
trillion on the NFT.
that, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying you have an easy task, but I'm saying like there are real winnable scenarios here that have nothing to do with actually knocking him out.
Yeah, no, I know. I know.
You thought about that at all?
Yeah, of course. I try not to let it like consume me. You know, it's exciting, but like we're going in there to do a job, to get the job done. It's business. Another day at the office. Literally, bro. I'm gonna walk in the office like this that night, chill. Bell's gonna ring. I'm gonna go. This is crazy, and then fucking fight my heart out. You know, it's another day.
Have you your thoughts on your brother, Jake Paul, taking on Tyron
Love
Woodley?
the guy.
I mean, that's you guys are thrill seekers here a little bit. Dangerous territory.
The Tyron is no joke. Tyron is a beast. I told Jake, I'm like, hey, isn't that guy like a 5-time welterweight champ of the world?
Yes.
He knows. But he's gonna beat him. He's gonna beat him. Like, there's a little bit of a cheat code when you bring MMA guys into boxing. It is a different sport. It's fighting. Different sport. And give Jake another 3 months to get good, and bro, I'm not kidding. Jake works so hard. He's a clown online, right? He's a troll. He's a problem child. But he works so hard. Even I'm watching him, and I'm like, yo, you crazy, man. Like, he goes hard. Not to be underestimated.
Well, we're not. We're excited to see what happens there. We're
Me
excited
too.
for Sunday. By the way, how
Me
much
too.
thought went into like the walkout robe, the trunks, the color patterns, all that? How much?
Because I put a lot of thought into matching
You put a lot of thought into Showtime bias.
Yeah, you know, you always want to look good. You always want to look good. I'm not wasting too much mental energy on what I'm wearing, but yeah, we got some really good sponsors on my shorts. That's who we spent the most time on. Partnering with the right people, the right sponsors in the shorts.
All right. Well, good for you. Hope you get paid. That's
Yes,
what
sir.
it's all about.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations already. We'll see what happens on Sunday.
Thank you,
for
boys.
your time.
Thank you.
Logan Paul, everybody. There he
Anything's
is.
possible, Logan Paul.
Skies out, thighs out, right? That's how it goes. I won't be doing that. Okay, but he can. All right, there he goes. All right, BC. He's got an entourage the size of, well, what do you want to call it? A track and field team? I mean, it's huge.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know with the changes in the rules of an exhibition, no
I feel like we
judges.
talked to his manager for like 5 seconds.
How that affects the betting odds. But the betting odds of you showing up wearing pink would not have been very good.
My wife kindly put me in the right direction. She is from Latin America. She knows the Miami vibe pretty well, and it all worked out.
There's no dog hair on there whatsoever.
There's dog hair, however, on all the things I wore to Miami when I flew on the plane yesterday. People were staring. So,
Well, plenty more to come here on this media availability special. Floyd Mayweather, Logan Paul, Sunday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. You know that, Luke. Logan's still holding court on the way out with the remaining media. We're going to get Floyd Mayweather down the carpet soon. Unfortunately, we're unable to chat at length, as you mentioned, with Logan's manager. But shifting to Team Floyd, does he wake up today, Thursday, fight week,
I don't think
a couple days
Floyd-
out and just go cha-ching?
I don't think Floyd is. Listen, here's BC. You've been in the boxing game as long as I've been in the combat sports game. We've both been on the. Oh, here we go. Hey, I was
He's in the
hoping this
house.
guy would come through. I have something to show you.
Icy right here.
Here we go. Hold my microphone for a second. I've been waiting to interview you for a long time.
Okay. Oh, Maryland flag, I see it, yeah. DC, you got you.
From DC, I know. Are you still living in the DC area?
Oh, well, I'm from Maryland.
Okay, but you were training. Where are you training these days?
Well,
Let's back up a step.
I'm-
Jared Hurd, everybody.
Jared Swift, former
Yeah,
junior
yeah,
middleweight
yeah.
champion of the world.
Well, right now, I'm training in Houston.
That's right.
Back and forth between Maryland and Houston.
And you live in PG County, or?
PG County, Maryland.
Yeah, there you go.
So even though you shaved the iconic hair, do you want to keep going up and down the DMV and talk crabs, or can I talk boxing?
We can talk crap at a later day. Go ahead.
All right, Jared Swift is, of course, going to be
Jesus, look at
on
the eyes.
Sunday's pay-per-view main card. You're taking on Luis Cuba Arias in middleweight bout. We want to get to that. To the former unified junior middleweight champion of the world. Took a hard defeat. Then the hair came off. Then you're out for a long time. I just want to know, boxing fans out there, they want to get that feeling again. How's Swift Hurd? How fired up are you to get back Sunday night?
Oh, man, I'm super fired, man.